Hello there everybody, I'm Kim Gow from Colour Passion. Today in Colour Passion land, a little bit of sadness in my heart. What we're going to do is something a bit different. I have had a beautiful cat. His name was Dougal. He was 16 years, 4 months. He passed away a few weeks back. And so what I wanted to do today was to show you how to incorporate pet's ashes into a pour. So yeah, they came beautiful in this little velvet bag, and here's his ashes. I've had another cat put down, you know, and there was way more ashes, so I don't know what's happened, but anyway, this is Dougal's ashes, and we're going to incorporate them into a pour. What I thought I'd do, as we live on the ocean, he always loved sitting in the sunshine and looking out at the ocean, so I thought maybe let's do a nice ocean pour and see, you know, where we go to from that. So what I'm going to do the Blue Passion with some Max White Sparkle added, because I do always enjoy that for that deeper ocean part. And then I'm thinking for that mid colour, I've got Lorraine Shimmer, which I really like, Kimmy Shimmer, which I really like. So I'm thinking I might just put them together and see how we go. I'm not sure whether I want to add just something, maybe another gel tint or something just to change it. I might put some sapphire in it. I'll just see as we go. Then I'm going to use the seafoam gel tint for that transparent area that comes down just before the sand. And then for the sand, I'm going to use our beach sand luster. And I think I might pop just a little bit more gold in, because it's gorgeous, that Gold Passion with that. There is already some in the beach sand luster, but I just want to maybe add a bit more. And we'll use the Passion Top Cell White. That'll be for the waves. And again, I'm not sure whether I'm just going to do all the waves and leave them, or whether I will do it in separate pours for the separate to get extra depth, but we won't have time to do that and get it out ready for you guys. So we'll probably just do the single one today, but I may well add more, you know, over the coming weeks. Anyway, that's that. So, okay, so as I said, it's a little bit different and a bit close to my heart. So come along for the journey, and if you have an old pet, or you have some ashes, or you know, you're wondering what you can do as a memorial to them, I just think this is a really nice thing to do. So okay, let's be bright about this and celebrate his life, and we'll go and I'll mix the resin and we'll get started and we'll have some play. All right, thanks, come along. All right, well, I've got everything set up now. I've just mixed the resin up. We're using the Barnes epoxy glass. And what I'm going to do is I'm just obviously going to pop that into the cup. So I've probably mixed up a bit more than what I need, but that's all right. So what we'll do is we'll pop that one there for the Blue Passion and the Max White Sparkle. This one we'll do sort of like our mid-ocean. Then we'll do our transparent water coming down to the sand. Then we'll have our beach sand luster, and some for our white. I've been a bit generous with a couple of those perhaps. So anyway, we'll get this out of here. There we go. I'll wipe that down. I'll just pop this on its side so that I can pull it out tomorrow and reuse that container. And I've made a nice little mess here. It's going to be one of those days, isn't it? Never mind. Okay, so let's have a look. I'm just going to pop, I think, maybe a bit more into this one, just the white. I think we're fine with all of that. Right. Okay. So, let's start with putting our Blue Passion in. taste, remember, always give them a stir. And the percentage is absolutely not to be any more than 10% of your resin amount. I say around 6% for some resins, but generally I sort of go along and I think, well, you know, I take a little bit of the colour on my scoop, on my spatula, and I think, okay, is 10 times that, you know, fine. And generally it's absolutely, but it's usually when you get smaller amounts of resin, smaller amounts of resin, and you know, it's very easy to overdo it with your paste. And as you've heard me many times before, that's not good at all. It's not a good outcome, because what can happen is it has a chemical reaction. It doesn't go so well with the resin, having that extra amount of paste or other product, pigment. It will go really, really hot and steamy. You'll have ruined your resin. So less is more, rather than going overboard. All right, so now we're going to have some gorgeous luster, sparkle. Max White Sparkle has to be one of our all-time favourite products. All right, I'm just going to stir that because it goes everywhere. So I'm just stirring it gently so that it doesn't become airborne. All right, there we go, beautiful. You can see that there, that gorgeous sparkle. It's just always such a pretty colour to do that. Okay, next one. We'll have some Kimmy Shimmer. It's so cold here, I've got the heater on. I'll put a bit of that in, just trying to think what we've got here, because I'm going to put another colour in as well. So we'll have some Kimmy Shimmer. Well, in fact, what I did do, I had the two big bottles in just the hot sink water, probably for about 15-20 minutes, just to make sure that it's nice and liquid, and it's much easier to work with. It's Kimmy Shimmer, which is a lovely colour and very, very popular. This one here is the Lorraine Shimmer, which is just a different colour. It's probably, can't explain it. It's just maybe a little bit darker. So I just wanted to have something a little bit different today. So it's our Lorraine Shimmer in here, keeping in mind that the total can't be any more than 10%, so that will be fine. And I did say, and I think I'm going to do it, I'm going to put some sapphire in. Just see how one little dab goes. Just want to make it a little bit bluier, just to sort of go well with that blue passion. Just add little bits. You can always add more, but you can't take it out. That's a nice colour. Yeah, that's nice. Okay, we'll leave that at that. Oh, managed to get some some oil in there. All right, so then we'll do sea foam. Because it's cold, just I find that these pumps are a little hard, but if you have that issue, no problem at all popping it into the microwave. It's easy peasy, easy fixed. So that one's quite greeny by comparison, so you know what, I'm going to put a little bit of sapphire in. I often use aqua actually for our seascape, for that sand. Yeah, that's better. But there's turquoise, you know, we do have different options. I'm into being different today. Yeah, that's nice. I think that all is going to blend really beautifully. And we're going to pop our beach sand luster in. very popular colour and a very pretty colour as well. Give it a good stir, make sure that all your paste is well and truly incorporated into the resin. You do not want lumps of solid colour. Then, as I said, I just felt that, no reason at all, but I just felt that I just wanted to add just a bit more gold. It's so gorgeous, this Colour Passion gold. I've seen it used in moulds and it's absolutely stunning. There we go. I don't know why I just didn't do that. Just to make sure that we're getting it all in there. All right. And yes, a nice beachy sand with a nice goldness about it. That's nice. Okay. So, okay. What to do here with the ashes. All right, so here goes. I'm thinking I will put it into the beach sand because that's typically where you would want a bit of texture. So that will be fine. So we'll just put him in. And it's going to be a textured sand this week. Oops. A bit gritty, which you'd expect it to be. And actually, you know what? I'm going to put some of some of our beautiful fine sparkle in as well, which is our diamond stardust. Because he's up in the stars now, looking down on us hopefully. Get some more in. Yeah, I think that's a good choice. Then I'm going to put some resin in here, and I'll keep just a little bit back, and we'll pop in some white for our waves. Just about there. Probably end up making just a little bit more, but anyway, we'll start with this and see how we go. Right. Now, you notice that I've got the tape around. The reason for that, I like to always make a dam when I'm doing my pours because the resin can go over and it can sit and settle. If we've got something really nice happening on the top, we don't lose it over the side. So I'll then come back in about 20 minutes or so, and then I will pull the edge off, and then it'll sort of gently go over the side. It won't flood over. So we end up, you know, with a really nice, nice edges, which I particularly do like. If you're not worried about your edges, well, you know what? It doesn't matter. You don't have to worry about it. Okay, let's have some fun here. So we've got this. I'm just putting it into order. And let's start with our beautiful deep ocean first. Okay, so pretty, that sparkle in any of the colours, but particularly any darker colour. It is stunning. Oops, don't take my word for it though, give it a go. Okay, so now I'm just going to sort of, with my spatula, just smooth it around a bit so it's getting closer to that tape there. So that when it comes time for that tape to be pulled off, it's there, and you know, it can just gently roll over. Okay. Right, we'll just pull it down a bit down here. It will not hurt at all to have some of the darker colour coming down. into the next colour. Okay. It would be lovely to hear from you guys of where you are located. Down, if you'd love to pop a little comment down in the comments that if you come from the US or Australia or Canada, we have people all over the world, and unfortunately emails and just normal messages, it doesn't tell you where you come from, so I would love to know. So please leave a little message in the comment. That would be really great. Okay, here we go. Here's our next colour. Okay. Do you know, I am one with my fingers. I like, rather than mucking around the spatula, I do like getting the fingers in there happening. I don't know, it's just something about it. It's therapeutic. Okay, let's bring some of that darker one a little bit down. And a little bit of a lighter one going up into it a little. I mean, when we put the waves up, we're going to stir that up anyway. But I just think it's nice just to have a little bit of, as I said, just a bit of colour. I might even just, if I can get any off here, just scoop it down. Then I can just, with that. Does anybody else like this to make a nice mess of everything? But there's something, I don't know, something so good, isn't there, about making a mess. And I don't really have to explain it to anybody. Gorgeous. All right. So now we've got our deeper ocean coming down into the mid-ocean. See what happens there. Now I shall just lean that glove down a little bit. I'll just put just a little bit more of it down a little bit here, because now we're going to use the transparent one, and it just would be nice to like that. Okay, actually there's a little bit more here, so let's bring it down a bit. Just sort of roughly just putting it across there. Here we are. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the transparent one over it. Okay. Actually quite happy with that it's because it sees through. It is transparent, obviously, but what's good about it is that you know, looking up through the water, you know what I mean, you wouldn't see perfect colour, so it is nice to have it a little bit mixed up like we've got it there. Yep, happy with that. All right, so now we're doing our beautiful Dougal. Gosh, I miss him. And if you're a pet lover, you'll know exactly how I feel. Still got my other two babies, but they become part of your family, don't they? And this one was very special to me. And as I say, I'm going to do a pyramid as well. I'm going to put crystals in and then put some more of his ashes in that. And what's left over, I'm going to pop, I think, sprinkle it onto the front garden, which is where he always enjoyed, you know, to look over. So he's going to be around for a while, I think. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to just sort of smooth it along a bit. Across the bottom here as well. I'm glad I put that little bit of sparkle in because it does make it a little bit more special. He would often just be in the background sleeping while I was doing a pour. So, yeah, I'm just happy to do this, and I'll just, you know, hang it up, and then, you know, he'll be around. Well, you know, his spirit will, or his essence will. Whatever happens with pussycats when they go over that rainbow. Or it could be a little puppy dog if you've got a dog and you want to do something like this. All right. Now I'm just going to get a clean sugar soap white. They are the best. You hear me rave about them each week. Lovely. Just want to clean my hands down. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to get rid of those bubbles in the stirring process. Now what we'll do is we'll pop on some white. What did I do with it? Here it is. Okie dokie. Sometimes I've heard people say that they let it sit and wait till it, you know, really thickens up. I've actually not done that myself, but we'll just see how we go here with this. So we'll start a little bit off the edge, and I'm just kind of going along roughly near the line there. And what I'll do is I'm just going to heat it up just gently first. Gets rid of the bubbles and just heats it a little bit before we start. And what I'm going to do, I've actually got a different nozzle, and I'm going to try that. Hopefully it's going to work well, otherwise I'll be taking it off. And what we do is I've just got this on really low because I haven't used this nozzle before, to see how it goes. So what I'm doing is I've sort of got it on the side and I'm pushing it up. Right, we'll let that sit there for a tick, see how we go. We'll just put the next one on. I haven't put it too thick, so I think that's going to be okay. Turn it down a bit because it's just not concentrated, isn't it? Funny, I've got about 4 different heat guns trying to get this nozzle, trying to get the correct nozzle. So I'm hoping that it's going to work quite nicely. Sort of looks a bit more like a wave coming in. It's interesting. I think I've been led to believe by the manager at Barnes that actually the epoxy glass is an ingredient change, and I just don't know that it's lacing as well as what it did. I've sort of noticed that, and it can sort of solidify, which a lot of resins can in the cooler months. I'm just going to put this, I think we'll put it sort of this way rather than going there, and we'll push it right up into the Oop. Up into the up into here. Oop. We won't put too much there. We'll just put a bit there, and we'll see what happens. Okay, there we go. A little bit more wave there, and a little bit more up here. Okay, so we've got a reasonable amount of resin, so it does tend to sink, so you sort of do get into it, have to get into it fairly quickly. I mean, I guess if you let the resin, the white, sit for some time, it would thicken up, so therefore it would give a much thicker line. I'm just going to run along here again and see what happens. This way and that way because I don't really want it all squished up there. There we go. Okay. And what I might do is just put just a little bit of the butane torch. And this can just help with just a little bit more lacing. Good, okay, there we go. Okay, well we'll just leave that for now I think, and I'll come back in around 20 minutes and I'll take the tape off. I look at it, you know, and then I think, oh, what can I do? Can I add some more? I don't certainly want to overdo it. A bit more white here, so maybe what I might do is just come along the bottom here, give it a bit of an edge. Because as the wave comes in, you know, you've got a bit of sand there anyway, haven't you? So let's just gently come back and see if we can just create that. This seems really strange. Cost me to test something on something important like this, but anyway. Let's see what happens. There we go. Nice little fluffy waves. Making a racket there. Alright, now I'm just going to come over the top of here to see if we can get just a bit more lacing happening. Yeah. Lovely. Okay then guys, well look, let's just leave it at that, and yep, we'll come back in 20. Okay, it's been around 15 minutes, so as I heated up the resin, I thought I'll come in a few minutes early. Okay, so what I'm doing now is I'm just removing that tape, pulling it away from the work, because otherwise I could end up with a colour stream right across the middle and look like a fine hair. Well, we don't want that. Just going to pop this into the bin. And then with my 2 fingers, I'm just going to run around the edge there and the bottom sort of third to make sure that I've got the resin wet. And it's good because this will probably run off a bit, which I'm quite happy if it does. A little bit different to my normal pour that I do, but you know, it's all right. It looks like it's very sort of, what's the word? You know, turbulent. So it is a little bit turbulent, isn't it? Because, yeah, it's the end of our beautiful Dougal's life. So it is a memorial to him, our beautiful pussy. So with his ashes down the bottom here. And then it was obviously turbulent for him in the end as they get old and, you know, they can't manage things very well and get to the point where, you know that it's the end, and sometimes you've got to be cruel to be kind. Anyway, what I thought I'd do as well is I might pop some little shells on. So we'll just pop fresh into the resin here. We'll probably put maybe just a couple. I don't know whether to put a couple on each side or don't want to overdo it. Maybe like that. Maybe just like that. Yep, I think that'll do. I don't want to overdo it. So, okay, well, we'll leave it at that, and I might actually just pop just a spatula up here, because I don't want this to all run off, because obviously this whole thing is for Dougal's memorial, so we don't want him to run off the table. Okay, very good. All right then, well, we'll let this do its thing, and I'll pop back tomorrow and we'll have a look at the reveal. Good morning everybody. Here we are, morning after our pour of Dougal's ashes, and you can see the ashes in the sand here, which I think is fine. It's perfectly fine. It just looks like sand, which is great. And then obviously we've got the, a bit hard to pick up, but you've got the transparent tint there, which looks really good. And then we've got the Lorraine Shimmer and Kimmy Shimmer mixed, and then coming up into the beautiful sparkle, which is that Max White sparkle mixed in with the Blue Passion. So there we go. So that's the memorial pour to my beautiful pussycat Dougal. May he rest in peace. Anyway, I'll do up the other pyramid as well with crystals and whatnot, and I can show you that. But for today, that's about it. So thank you for supporting me and coming on to the channel. If you haven't subscribed, it would mean the world to me if you did, as I'm building the channel, and give me a like. And I look forward to catching up next week. So remember guys, if you don't give it a go, you'll never know. Have a great week, and bye for now.